Protector's Office became embroiled in political scandals soon after Busisiwe Mkhwebane took the position in October 2016. Public Law Associate Professor at the University of Cape Town, Cathleen Powell says the office should operate under the law. Otherwise, a Chapter 9 institution might become an instrument used to fight factional battles. Powell joins us via Skype this morning. Very good to have you with us, Cathleen Powell. The law must win here, right, under her, can it?
Yes, it can. I think the courts will help. There's a very strong civil society. There's a lot of awareness and outrage about the ways that the public protector is not acting under law. So I think our main refuge here is the courts, who have done a very good job of pointing out all the places where the public protector has acted unprocedurally, where she has not granted implicated parties a hearing, where she has ignored relevant parts of a report that would have benefited the poor, which is her mandate as public protector. So when you look at the case law, it's actually quite encouraging. We'll get there. What is not encouraging is that the case law has led to an onslaught on the courts themselves by not just the public protector, but her supporters such as the EFF. So
what's the danger with that sort of message coming out of the parties and the public protector's office, the onslaught on the courts?
The danger is that the courts lose their legitimacy. And the law can't win if the institution which is there to uphold it and interpret it and explain it is being ignored and indeed threatened with arms, which is what Malema has done. In fact, it's not just the law that loses, the entire state is at risk. So remember, we're founded on the rule of law. And it's the rule of law that's meant to keep all the institutions within their bounds and all the institutions actually doing their jobs. Now, one of the ways that the public protector hasn't done her job is by not fulfilling the mandate in the Constitution and the law, and she's done that by not looking at relevant parts of investigations. So parts of the Vrede dairy farm product where the money could have been recovered, where further corruption could have been prevented, where further money would have not have been lost, she simply removed those from the provisional report without reason. Now, when she does that, then by not obeying the law, she's actually letting down the poor.
It goes against what she says she's doing, the courageous warrior fighting for the poor.
Exactly. And when her immediate response to the first Vrede Farm report, when it was overturned, I don't mean the cost judgment, but the first report, was that, this threatens her ability to fight for the poor. And I thought, anybody who reads that case will know that she was being rebuked for not fighting for the poor, for not actually carrying out her job, for letting down all the supposed beneficiaries of the Vrede Farm project. So I think the law can fix it, but the courts have to be supported by the people of South Africa. And I think we need to get as many people as possible reading and understanding those judgments, or reading a summary of the judgments, because another way of subverting the law is simply to misrepresent in public what it says. And I think that we're seeing that as well.
At the same time, she plays the victim card all the time. I mean, what is she victim of?
Well, that's the thing. Her claims of victimization are completely unsubstantiated. The claim she came up with at one point of poisoning of either herself or her guard, that was, the police have said there's no evidence of that. Otherwise, she claims merely to have been insulted. Well, join the club. If you get one of these officers, if you are claiming to call those in power to account, you are going to get insulted. It is a crime, but I notice it's a crime that nobody seems to have, in her case, taken seriously enough to actually follow up. So the reason she gave for opposing the application for an interdict in the case of Ramaphosa and Gordhan was that she'd been insulted. Now that's just thin-skinnedness. So no, she can't claim the victim status, but she clearly does feel it. And I'm afraid we're going to have to let that be her problem and just carry on with our jobs.
And clearly the law must always win. Cathleen Powell, good to talk to you. Thank you.